Last week's episode was on car features that need to go away, and there were plenty of them, but it spiked some really interesting comments from you. Therefore, I would like to bring you car features that need to go away, part 2. Some of these need to hit the road. Stay right with us, and we'll show them to you. Welcome back to the channel. This is 4 Minute Friday, and I'm Lauren Fix. This week's episode is brought to you from My Charge. I love these. I have 2 or 3 of them on me because I go through a lot of equipment. Hub Max Universal, something you want whether you have Android or Apple. Keep it in your emergency kit. Oh my goodness, this is a phenomenal product, and no, they didn't pay me to say that. Let's put 4 minutes on the clock. Last week we talked about car features that need to go away because they drove me nuts. But what it did is inspired you to say what drove you nuts. And so I have to come back and give them to you because there were so many good comments. And if you didn't see last week's episode, go back and watch it. Personally, I hate paddle shifters on fuel economy cars. It makes absolutely no sense. You've got a BMW, a Mercedes, an Audi, a Mustang, Camaro, Corvette. Sure, dual clutch transmission makes a lot of sense. I am not a fan of paddle shifters. I prefer 3 pedals. I am a manual transmission person. But what is interesting is these things are on econo boxes. That makes 0 sense. No one's going to use them. No one knows how to use them. And believe me, if you're buying it as an economy vehicle, you won't even get explained by the dealer what it is. It makes 0 sense. Get rid of paddle shifters. It's a waste of money. Put it into something else. Now, this one might be controversial to those of you that smoke. Getting rid of ashtrays. I don't smoke, never have. I know a lot of people that don't, but I do know people that still do. Putting ashtrays in cars is kind of old school, but why do people order the smoker's package? I did in my Porsche because there's an extra outlet. Just give me the extra outlet. I don't need the ashtray. I end up storing change for the toll booth or for the drive-through. It makes 0 sense to put ashtrays in vehicles. It should be an option, not forced. Those of you manufacturers that are still putting in ashtrays, let's get with it. It's 2019. This is one of my favorite subjects, and I complain about it all the time in car reviews. No lumbar on the passenger side. Seriously, why is the driver comfortable? And then when you have to switch drivers on a long trip, or maybe someone else is driving, you have to be uncomfortable in the passenger seat. Get rid of some of the other crap that you're putting on vehicles and give us lumbar on the passenger side. I've been told it's like $30. I'd pay an extra $30 for lumbar. Would you? Why should I be uncomfortable in the passenger seat? Why should you be uncomfortable in the passenger seat? Many of you complained about the driver's side having 12-way, 10-way, 22-way power seats, but on the passenger side, you get nothing. You get manual seats, manual levers. That's ridiculous. A lot of people are complaining, what you give me on the left, you better give me on the right. Makes sense. Manufacturers, pay attention because we are buying cars, and the ones that we don't like, we just walk away. Some of you complained about fake black Cpillars. That's the third pillar back, A being between the windshield and the driver's side, going back B and C. And you can't see. There's blind spots. Actually, some of them have Alaska-sized blind spots. It's pretty big. And why? Because the C-pillar looks black. It looks like glass from the outside. Really cool and sleek looking with silver streaks down the middle. Okay, let's be real. If I can't see out the back, it doesn't make any sense how cool it looks from the outside. And there are a lot of vehicles that have that. And if you've been in a Camaro, there's Alaska-sized blind spots. I know I like the car. It looks really cool, and you Camaro fans will hate me for it because you know I have Fords. But any vehicle that's got blind spots doesn't make any sense. It's your safety and those around you. Many of you complained about auto high beams. This is a new feature that's put into a lot of vehicles. You flip it over to the high beam and it sort of tells you, oh, there's a vehicle coming at you, so it brings the high beams down to low beams so you don't blind oncoming traffic. In concept, really, really nice. In reality, those high beams reflect off of traffic signs or other lights, and it reduces your vision. So when you want the high beams on, you have to keep overriding the switch, and these automatic headlights really don't work. If you're that lazy that you can't remember to put the high beams down, you probably shouldn't even be driving at night. There were many complaints about manufactured exhaust noise, making a car sound cooler than it really is. Just like Milli Vanilli, and if you don't remember who they are, look them up, they didn't actually sing. They were voiceover artists, although they pretended to be the actual singer. Don't pretend to be an exhaust note. And believe me, I put real exhaust on my car because what came with it from the factory was not acceptable. put real exhaust systems on, or don't bother piping in sound that sounds like an exhaust note. There were a lot of complaints about space saver spares. Now, many vehicles don't have spare tires anymore, and I've done a review about that as well. However, something to keep in mind. If you have run flats and you run over something and tear up the tire, you're going to need a flatbed. Space saver spares are something that some of you complained about. Those little skinny tires are the ones that are compressed that are in your trunk. And why are they there? Because it's about fuel economy, just like many vehicles don't have spare tires. And you can check out our episode where I talked about what happened to the spare tires. It's right up there. Now, what's interesting is they give you these little teeny tires and they really don't do the job. Either give us a full-size spare or give us run flats, or even better, make run flats less expensive. Because if you've ever had to buy a set of them, they're really pricey. They do the job unless you tear up the sidewall, then you're going to need a flatbed anyhow. And the number one complaint I heard from many of you in your comments, also people that I ran into and also on Twitter, was we really agree with you. We hate that start-stop system. That when you get to a traffic light, it turns on, it turns off. It's really frustrating for most people. Everybody looks for ways to bypass them. Someone even cut a credit card in half and jammed it in the little switch so that they didn't have to worry about it. I wouldn't recommend that. My recommendation is contact the manufacturer, complain, put it out on social media, let them know we don't like these start-stop systems, otherwise they're going to keep shoving features down our throats that we don't like. And I really look forward to this week's comments. If there's enough good ones that I overlooked, hey, we might be doing a part 3, you never know. If you agree that some of these features need to die and go away, just raise your hand. Or better yet, just get on your keyboard and start letting people know on social media. Believe me, manufacturers are watching. They hear your feedback. And when you say you don't like something or you want something added in, it's amazing how quick things change. Happens all the time. It seems that the power of the keyboard actually makes a huge difference. And I've talked about this before, and you can see this on some of the other episodes that we've done that are over here, our social media down below, and of course we appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing your comments this week. I'm sure they're going to be priceless. Thanks so much and have a great day.